Well, hello and welcome to this midday market mood check with me, Nandita, Khemka, and my colleague Yatin, Mota. Well, Yatin, it's extremely flat today. Right now, as we speak, the Nifty is managing to hover around that 17,850 mark, but it's pretty much off the day's low. What's heartening is the fact that despite the volatility, we have seen steady inflows into equity mutual funds for the month of January. They have jumped somewhere around 72% compared to last month, to the previous month rather. So even though there is a lot of volatility, investors are still reposing their faith in equities. Aside of that, the big news today is the Adani Group stocks have resumed the sell-off. All the Adani Group stocks are in the red except for Adani Wilmar. MSCI has said that it will conduct a free float review of the conglomerate's securities. Yatin, the changes will be announced later today, I believe. What does this mean for the entire Adani Group stock, and what does this mean in the entire saga that is unfolding?
So, when the Hindenburg report came and the, allegations were put on the Adani Group, obviously Adani Group gave a rebuttal and response to the Hindenburg report point by point. However, in between all of these events, MSA also had announced that they would be seeking their comments from various investors as well as stakeholders, and the response was awaited. This time it was unlikely that they would do anything, but today morning, basically US time late night, MSCI announced that they would review the weightages of the Adani Group stocks, given the fact that certain category of shareholders were probably looking at some kind of issue, and the feedback which was received, it said that certain investors acted as a person in concert, or probably were a cluster of same investors, and hence they should be considered as a non-free float as far as the calculations are concerned, and probably those changes would be effected. Now, what does this mean is that when you consider certain number of shares or shareholders as non-free float in terms of category, then the weightage of the respective stock reduces to effect that, and hence if you look at the brokerage calls which have come, Adani Enterprise, Adani Total Gas, Adani Transmission, Adani Green, all of these 3-4 stocks could see some downward revision of MSCI weight, given the fact that the free float will be readjusted, number one. Number two, brokerages also believe, which are the likes of IFL, Macquarie and Nuvama, which are doing quant research, they believe that Ambuja Cement as well as Adani Ports would be the least impacted because of the MSCI move or the weightage change. Obviously, it remains to be seen what does MSCI initiate in terms of action on Adani Group stocks, because there is no reasoning that MSCI has. Neither they have done some forensic audit, neither they have contacted the company. It's purely on the basis of investor feedback which they have received, and the outcome will come late tonight and probably early pre-market hours tomorrow. So let's see what MSCI has to do in terms of the Adani Group stocks. How do they readjust their weightages? But clearly this comes as a shocker, and hence today we saw a big knee-jerk reaction in Adani Group stocks, including the frontline stocks, Adani Ports, Ambuja Cements, as well as the worst impacted being Adani Enterprises.
Right, Yatin, we've already seen Adani Group stocks shed half of their market capitalization since the report was made public. So this is one group of stocks that we will of course be watching out for. Aside of that, among the key gainers today, I think the life insurers are extending their gains. Bajaj Twins are once again buoyant in the session. IT stocks are doing well, but what is not doing well is the metal basket, some of these private banks, autos, all of these are lagging in today's session. If you look at stock specific action, then Cummins, that stock is scaling lifetime high on the back of good commentary on demand. We also have Trent. It got a buy rating from Share Khan, and that is keeping the stock active by about 4 to 5% in trade. And as I mentioned, Adani Wilmar is one of the top, I think, gainers on the Nifty 500 today. Aside of that, Yatin, any other stocks that you want to mention? I would also like to mention Zomato. Numbers are coming today, and the stock is fairly buoyant, up 4% or thereabouts. And we will have to see whether or not even Zomato can achieve a bit of profitability or not, given the fact that the CEO had dropped a comment on Paytm boss's tweet saying that we are also late to the party. So we will have to wait and watch for that. And Paytm, of course, is extending its gain today as well.
Also, the new age stocks like Policy Bazaar, Paytm, Campus Shoes, all of these, recent listings are doing well. In fact, we have Policy Bazaar, which is up 6%. Paytm up 5%, Campus Shoes up 5%, Root Mobile, Nykaa, all of these stocks are up anywhere between 4 to 5%. Also, if you look at the positive reactions to earnings, we have Trent and GPPL, which is Gujarat Pipavav Port. Both of these stocks doing good, almost 7-8% up for each of them. Also, reacting to the earnings, we had stocks like Piramal Pharma, which are down almost 7-8% to weak earnings. We also have other Adani Group stocks like Adani Total Gas and Adani Transmission locked in lower circuit at almost 5% down. So, the broader market picture now is that earnings are playing a main role in terms of stock movement. News flow, is continuing as far as Adani Group stocks are concerned. So that is one pack which is quite active on the back of news flows. But in general, the market is moving stock specific. The advance decline ratio is 1:1. So probably this Adani issue, the market is trying to ignore and trying to focus on very, very stock specific actions. So and that is what exactly is happening for trade today.
Right, the index may be flat, but there's a lot of stock-related, stock-specific action playing out in the market. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this midday market mood check. But for more market updates as well as all your financial news, stay tuned to Moneycontrol.
Thank you.